I stop. Ice what?
Whoa, whoa, baby, poke it out, poke it out, poke it out.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Yes, it's already that time. It's our matchup versus the Falcons, the first one that we're gonna have this season. Surprisingly, it came very late. It's week 11 now, and we're just now facing the Atlanta Falcons for the first time this season. And let me tell you, dude, these are always good games no matter what. But before we go and get into the predictions, I would like to ask you guys if you would do me a huge favor and subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me. If you're new, go ahead, just click the subscribe button. You can hit the notification bell, leave a like, do whatever you please. But I'm hoping that if you're new, you'll stick around, and we post Saints content here almost every day. Not every day, but almost every day. So that being said, let's go ahead and get into this video. So the first thing I'd like to go over is a general overview of this game, and I'm going to start off by doing that. The Saints and Falcons game, this Saints and Falcons game right here, is going to be a lot better than most people think. This can go either way. We can either see something like what happened to us in New Orleans last year, we can blow out the Falcons, or we can see an overtime game. You never know what is going to happen when these two teams play. The Saints lost last year in New Orleans, but that was when we were favored by 14 points. The New Orleans Saints, for some reason, never do good when they're favored big. But luckily, guys, in this scenario, the New Orleans Saints are only favored by 3.5 points. I would like if we were the underdogs, but just because of the record, even with the injuries that we have, Vegas isn't going to bet against us, sadly, but it is what it is. Either way, only being a 3.5 point favorite does make me feel a lot better about this game than I felt about last year after the bye week in New Orleans. The Saints are sporting a 7-2 record, while Atlanta is sporting a 3-6 record. Don't be fooled, though, guys. They have been good as of late. They started out 0-5. They are now 3-6, and that's pretty impressive to me. They have won 3 out of their last 4 games. The Falcons are better than a lot of people think. Now, with the overview out of the way, let's go ahead and look at the Saints and what they need to do in this matchup to secure a victory. This game is going to be extremely hard to predict, like I said, because us Saints fans we don't even know who our starting quarterback is going to be. That's the realisticness of how hard this game is going to be to predict. I can't even cover quarterback play because I don't know who it's going to be. It came out from the media that Taysom Hill was getting starting reps in practice, but that was during the open media portion. We saw Jameis Winston get put in for Brees against the San Francisco 49ers. So what makes us think Sean Payton didn't go, hey, during the open media portion, let's just throw Taysom in there? Yeah, let's get everyone reporting that Taysom's going to be the starter when we know it's going to be Jameis Winston. Because let's just throw a smokescreen and confuse the hell out of Atlanta. We don't know who the starter is going to be. That could be far-fetched. That could be what happened. We don't know. We literally are just going to have to wait and see as to who our starting quarterback is going to be for this game. If it's Taysom Hill, expect a lot of power quarterback running. That's going to force Atlanta to load the box, and he'll be able to threaten the ball downfield if he's accurate enough. I'd like to see Taysom Hill do that, because when you have a quarterback that can run like Taysom can, this is why Lamar Jackson was so successful last year. You have to bring some dudes close. You got to have a QB spy on almost every occasion. That takes somebody out of coverage, and he can just survey the field a little longer and throw that thing. Hopefully he does, but I don't even know if he's going to start. If you have Jameis Winston that starts, you're going to see a more quarterback-like offense. Jameis Winston will have to stay back in the pocket. He'll have to survey the field. He'll have to make the right reads. But like I said, we'll just see. Even though we don't know who our starting quarterback is going to be, we do know that the New Orleans Saints are 4th in the league with points put up per game, putting up 30-plus points per game so far this season. Against a defensive unit like the Atlanta Falcons, where they're allowing a 105 passer rating every game and 310 passing yards per game as well, there should be no issue for the New Orleans Saints putting up points regardless of who plays at quarterback, and that's just because of how good of a coach Sean Payton is. Alvin Kamara is also going to be a huge piece for the New Orleans Saints in this game. We saw how big he was last year at certain points when Teddy Bridgewater was in. Alvin Kamara this year is on pace for 120 receptions, which is absolutely insane. That's ridiculous. Most receivers don't even get 120 receptions. For 1,000+ receiving yards, and he also has a path he can take to get 1,000 rushing yards on the ground, so 1,000 season is still on the table for Alvin Kamara. He's easily an MVP candidate and is one of the biggest reasons the Saints can win this game, especially with Atlanta having a run defense that is suspect at best. It's good statistically, but we really don't know if it's good. I mean, teams just have been absolutely decimating Atlanta through the passing game, so running the ball hasn't been their number one option. The Saints need to do one thing if they want to win this game. Get Michael Thomas involved. We have yet to see a breakout performance by Michael Thomas this season, and even when he returned in Week 9, so that is going to have to change in this game if we want to win. He had decent games against the Buccaneers and a decent game against the 49ers, but we need to have yardage above the 80s for Michael Thomas and maybe a touchdown or two. Without Brees being there, look for him to get targeted a ton. His numbers went up when Brees went down last year with Teddy Bridgewater because of how relied upon he was. Look for that to possibly take form again this year. Now let's move on to the Atlanta Falcons. Now the Falcons are coming off of a bye week. They're extremely healthy coming into this game. The only real concern they had was star wide receiver Calvin Ridley, who was on the injury report for a foot injury after practicing limited all week. But Calvin is likely going to play. He is part of the Falcons' insane receiving duo, having 43 receptions for 638 yards and 3 touchdowns. Matt Ryan has had a great year throwing to Calvin Ridley and his other piece in this insane wide receiver duo, Julio Jones. Julio Jones also has 43 receptions for 638 yards and 3 touchdowns. Matt Ryan has 2,746 passing yards, 15 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions on the year. This week, they face a Saints secondary that has been on the rise and looks a lot better than it did at the beginning of the season. The Saints defense went from allowing 30 points per game before the bye week to just 15 points per game after the bye week, and the Saints secondary has picked off the opposing quarterback 5 times within the last 3 games. We also have a 6th interception there, but that was by David Onyemata, if you guys remember that one. Todd Gurley has been having himself a pretty good year as well, with 159 attempts for 584 yards and 9 touchdowns. He's near the top of the league in those categories, but he's only averaging 3.4 yards per carry. The Saints have the second best run defense in the league, only behind the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by like 0.2 yards allowed per game, so theoretically, he won't be a problem to the New Orleans Saints. For the Atlanta Falcons to win this game, Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley have to perform, and their lowly pass defense will have to stop what the New Orleans Saints bring out on the field on Sunday. Now, let's get into my conclusion. Now, before I get into this, and before I tell you who I think the victor of this game would be, let me just say I respect the Atlanta Falcons, and I wouldn't want anyone else to be our rival in the NFC South. No matter how garbage, no matter how shit, no matter how dumpster fire the Atlanta Falcons are, they will always put up a fight, and that's something I greatly respect about them. On the field, it's very obvious that the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints hate each other, and they play like it. These will never not be good games, so I'm extremely excited to watch it. With that being said, Saints by a landslide. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you boys in the next one. Oh, wait, leave in the comment section below what you think is going to happen during this game. Adios.
Zero gravity.